Hey, what's up, everybody? Shout out to my friend Todd in Hong Kong. Uh, he sent me a Snake Eyes and Timber, one of the most highly anticipated figures in the line so far. At least it seems that way. Aside from some of the Cobra Island figures, this Snake Eyes is the one that everybody wants because it comes with a fully articulated timber. We'll go over the body construction, paint apps. We're going to open this bad boy up and check out the accessories, articulation, and everything, and see if this extra wolf head will actually fit on the body. I'll be cutting the pieces of tape here on the bottom of the box, one on each side. You do have a nice heavy tray, and then of course the plastic tray, the vacuform holder for the figure. And this is just a cardboard backer for it. There's really no other detail other than the star with stripes, which has an added little detail on the figure. Let me zoom in here. That's actually on his chest. I'm not sure what the little 00 thing is there. We'll take a closer look at that. That's kind of odd. I'm not really sure why that would be on a grenade. It looks like 0.0. First, we'll take a look at the body construction of the figure. This was a complaint, I guess, by a couple people. I'm not really sure what the basis of complaining about reuse of body parts is. I mean, that's common practice across multiple toy lines. It's something we all know, and it's something they've pretty much always done. But you do have the beachhead, torso, arms, and at least legs down to the calf rotators. It looks like we have different lower legs, and are the feet the same? It looks like we have the same boots. Now, the shins, the shin guards, the lower calf feet, section here, that is different. I believe that is actually Snake Eyes boots, but this is a much more commando looking figure. And that's one of the things that people really wanted from this line, was a commando version of Snake Eyes. You have the commando version of the head with the mask, goggles, which the goggles are made onto the helmet. They do not come off. And you also have, I believe that's a Snake Eyes neck. But same articulation as most of the other figures. You have the butterfly joints in the chest. These are really tight. I haven't tried to move them. This arm, it's not loose or anything, but it's more easily movable. Same double jointed articulation in the elbow as the beachhead figure. You have the removable knife sheath over here on the left leg, and you also have the holster for the Beretta M9 pistol, along with the suppressor over here. And what is this pouch? This pouch is just a little accessory pouch. And then on his vest, you have the magazine pouches here on the front and other little items. This vest would, let's see, it appears as though it would come off if you were to break this figure down, take the arms off. It should slide up over, but it's pretty tight and form-fitting down here. Not something I'm going to take off, but you do have the backpack hole here in the back, and you can accessorize this figure with other items if you wished to do so. Overall, I think this is probably the best, aside from the first deluxe Snake Eyes. This one is absolutely the best looking Snake Eyes they've done. You have the mixture of matte and semi-gloss finishes on the figure. the knee pads. I don't think there's any paint apps here other than maybe the goggles and the little star with the 00 there on the grenade. That's pretty interesting. I still don't know exactly what that signifies, but if you wanted to remove this and have an all-black figure without any of the white paint app here, that should come off pretty easy with a magic eraser. Should. Let's take a look at the accessories. We have a, looks like an assault rifle of some type with a, come on, I know it comes out, with a removable magazine. And if you're into firearms, this foregrip almost looks like the Hera Arms CQR foregrip, or the foregrip on a P90, which is actually made as the entire outer shell of the gun. Back here, you have what's almost like a PTR type stock, but it does have a removable magazine. You have the sights on top. This is a much more realistic close quarters combat assault weapon than what the GI Joe classified line typically comes with. It's not per se an actual firearm that I can look at and immediately recognize from the real world, but it is much more realistic, especially with the removable magazine. Next, we have the Uzi submachine gun. This is fantastic. This is what everybody wants to see Snake Eyes come with. And the plastic that these are made of, I just want to note, it's a little bit more rigid than what some of them have seemed in the past. It's not so rigid that it's going to break, or so soft that it's just going to deform and look like it's just flopping around like a piece of rubber. They may have updated the plastic that they're using in these, but this is the Uzi, the classic iconic Uzi. Then you have the Beretta M9, or at least a rendition of the Beretta M9. It's not exact, but at least on these two, the suppressor will fit the end of the barrel. And of course, you have the hole in the end of the assault rifle for a blast effect. I haven't seen any blast effects come out from GI Joe yet, but they may release them. If they don't release blast effects, then it's pretty obvious that they've made these to be compatible with the Action Force line. And this looks like an H&K UMP, which would have a folding stock. The UMP comes in a 45 ACP caliber, and it's much like, it's similar to the MP5, but it's another submachine gun. But again, like I said, you have the hole here in, let's see if I can get it to focus. You have the hole here in the end of the barrel where a blast effect would go in. This is a 1.5 millimeter hole. I know that it's been mentioned before that Valaverse has the 1.5 millimeter post on their blast effects. So I'm very curious to see if Hasbro is also going to release blast effects, and if anyone else, aside from Action Force, is going to release blast effects as just a standalone package to adapt to all of your figures, firearms, and whatnot. So let's move these out of the... Actually, no, we have more to go over for this. So we do have a knife, a combat knife that comes with Snake Eyes here. The black handle. The knife is actually molded in black plastic, and the blade is painted a metallic color. And that's the only accessory he comes with that actually has a paint app. Now we have the suppressor that comes with the figure, or silencer as they're more commonly known, which attaches to the end of the barrel on the Uzi. And on the M9. And you also have a hole in the end of the suppressor for a blast effect. Now, those of you who actually own or have used real suppressors or silencers, leave a comment. I'm into NFA stuff. I actually have a decent sized stamp collection. I like suppressors and started building my own Form 1 suppressors. Yes, they are legal to build yourself, but you need to have an approved tax stamp. It's a Form 1. But anyway, this isn't my gun channel, so we'll get back to talking about G.I. Joe here. This is a pretty cool looking little piece and adds some nice detail to the accessories that Snake Eyes comes with. Let's try the knife in the sheath. Let's try the knife in the sheath. I almost did it again. So this is a very tight fit, but does go all the way in. And it is very secure. I'll pull that out. Try the pistol in the holster. Let's move his arm out of the way here. Pistol fits great into the holster. And the suppressor should fit as well. There we go. I did forget to mention a minute ago that the magazine is removable from the UMP. And it's not a super tight fit, but it's not going to fall out either. Don't think that it's removable from the Uzi. No, it's not. But it is removable from the UMP. The Timber figure. Let's show some of the articulation here. Inside the torso, you have what feels like a ball and socket joint. The legs, you also have a ball and socket joint here, holding them on at the hips. You have knee articulation, and you have what would be technically ankle articulation. It's also a good idea. I will mention, I have not tried to move the feet, because they're very tight. I don't want to break a post. It seems they probably have that same disc and post articulation. They rotate, and they have a little ankle articulator in there as well. I would want to heat this up with hot water before trying to move those. I don't want to take a chance on breaking this figure. The tail is articulated with the same type of articulation. It rotates and it moves up and down, and any little combination thereof. I have seen where someone else got one of these figures and decided to remove this piece here, the neck, and trim out the slot that this is in so that the neck has more articulation and can actually move the head down. I'm probably not going to pop this apart right now. Maybe before the end of the video I will, before the end of this section. But it's probably something you're going to want to heat that up for. This does seem to be a harder plastic than some of the other pieces. Now you have the neck and head articulation here. The head is on a ball and socket joint. Let's pop this head off. Yep, that's exactly what it is. It's actually like a dog bone. It's a double ball with a post. Inside here you see the socket. And this is just the regular resting face for Timber. Here we have the other head with the snarling, angry mouth he's going to attack. So pop that back on. I probably have to pick this up here to do. That went on without a whole lot of effort, but it's a good tight fit. And I like this head better, honestly. I'll probably leave this head on the figure. But again, on the front legs, you also have that same ball and socket type of articulation here. I was hoping that the legs would be a little bit more articulated so that I could have him peeing on Cover Commander's leg. But, oh well. They probably thought about that beforehand, didn't want anybody doing it. Would have been a neat little feature. There you have it, the G.I. Joe Alpha Commandos set, Snake Eyes in Timber. What an awesome job they've done with this. This is definitely a crowd pleaser and a pleasing item to the fandom. Those who want the Commando Snake Eyes, this is number 30. Real quick here, let's take a look at the back of the box. You'll see this is quite expanded, and they have not added any new figures to this. But you still see that Alley Viper up there. We're either getting trolled really, really good by somebody who's 3D printed some Alley Viper parts, a head, shield, vest, and whatnot. This could definitely be something that they 3D printed, but they claim that it was found at a Hasbro factory. So, how soon are we getting the Alley Viper and the Battle Android Trooper? We don't see the Battle Android Trooper anywhere on the packaging art, but as someone said in another video, there are 2 more coming out this year, 2 more figures, and the code names have not been figured out. They don't know exactly what they are. There's a possibility that it's Alley Viper and the Battle Android Trooper. Now, the Battle Android Trooper, if it comes out with a battle damaged head and the extra hands and everything, I think that would be awesome. I want to see a red faceplate like the Sunbow bats. I hope that they do that. If they don't, then that's definitely going to be something that I will customize. I will make some Sunbow inspired bats. The Alley Vipers are going to be a killer seller if when they come out. Hopefully it's this year in 2021. We're 7 months in and we still have some time, but there's a lot of pre-orders out there that are not supposed to show up until way later in the year. Hopefully these 2, the Bat and the Alley Viper, will be something that they release around Christmas time, and they are mainline and not Cobra Island. We don't want Cobra Island, not for those. We want mainline release, especially for an army builder that's going to be as popular as those figures. But back to Snake Eyes, Yooo Commandos. This retails for around $42, $43 plus shipping if you have to order it online. I've sold a bunch of them at $50 shipped through my my retail business, and I probably will have some extras coming up. I'm really happy with this figure. I think that it looks fantastic. Just wish that I had a protective case to put it in. I don't. Retro Protection doesn't have one for this size case, only the standard size case. So anyway, be sure to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, like the videos, comment, and join in some discussion. Check out the links in the description. You can buy Action Media Reviews merchandise and help support the channel, and you can also join Facebook groups where you can talk to all kinds of other G.I. Joe collectors. I know that not everybody's on Facebook, but there's a lot of really good communities, and I have them linked down in the description. All right, guys, until next time, Yooo Joe!